And we are live. A pleasant afternoon to each and every one of you. So, today is Tremendous Thursday, and welcome to another live webinar series for a cause, of course, powered by Ariva Academy. Our topic this afternoon, guys, picking up the pieces, three legal areas that need your attention post quarantine. My name is Irish Malonda Samson, and please join me in welcoming our moderator, Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Rainy afternoon, Miss Irish Malonda Samson.
Yes,
Nice
it
to
is
work with
indeed
you again
rainy here. Yeah.
today.
How are you, Sir Howell?
Wonderful. What about you?
Of course, always great, Sir Howell.
Always beautiful.
Are you ready for our learning sessions today?
Yes, plural. Sessions. Yes, ready.
Sessions, yes, sir. So, please join me in welcoming our out of the country participants, and they are watching from Kowloon, Hong Kong, New Delhi, India, Sabah, Malaysia, Bangkok, Thailand, Dubai, UAE, and Abu Dhabi, UAE. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. And in order for us to have a smooth flow of our e-learning session, here are the house rules. We would like to know who are the first-time viewers of our webinar. Type in hi now and let us know where are you watching. Cherin Wong, good afternoon and welcome to our e-learning session. Okay, let's check where are you watching now. For those of you who are our avid viewers, so this is your second time, third time, fourth time to watch our webinar, please type in hello. Hello to RG Flores from Ayala Foundation. Good afternoon. So Elizabeth Juan from Manila is watching right now. Miss Beeper Garcia, of course. Hello, ma'am. Geraldine Marie Paloma. Hello. Sharon Oliveros from Bacoor. Jasmine Riano. Hello po. Okay, moving on. Let's do an audio check. Please use the following codes. Type in 111 now to show if you can hear us loud and clear. Thank you, Geraldine. Christine. Ramona, 111. Paulo Jude Medina, 111. Thank you. Cromwell. Hello, Sir Cromwell. Okay, so far, 111. Type in 222 to show if you cannot hear us. 2121 means the sound is breaking up or there's a log, and question mark if you don't understand anything. Okay, so far, 111. Moving on. We will be having a quick break later after the presentation of our guest speaker and before we move on to our question and answer portion. For Q&A guidelines, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by the administrator during discussion to avoid interruptions. Questions will be entertained after each topic of the session. For questions and clarifications during the provided time after each topic, please click the raise hand button for the administrator to enable the microphone for live questions. Type in your questions at the Q&A box. One question at a time will be entertained. For comments and feedback, please scan this QR code. This will be directed to our feedback form. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and topics to discuss in order for us to have a smooth flow of our e-learning session. Okay, and now to discuss picking up the pieces, three legal areas that need your attention post-quarantine. Mr. Howell Mabalot, you may now introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon.
And thank you so much, Miss Irish Malonda Samson, our dear President, for the opportunity to introduce our speaker for this afternoon. He has 12 rich years of experience in the field of law. A graduate of the UP College of Law, he is currently the managing partner for LEGALACCESS Law Offices, a law firm based in Eastwood City, Philippines. He's also the author of 3 books, and his articles have been featured on Entrepreneur Magazine, wheninmanila.com, and his legal blog, legalguide.ph. He also gives monthly workshops for legal topics offered to the public, particularly labor law and employee discipline. In addition, he serves on the board as a trustee for the Philippine Advocates for Consultants and Trainers. a nationwide association of workshop leaders. He believes that part of a lawyer's duty is to spread awareness and empower the people by educating them. He will simply converse with you using real life stories to let the law come to life. Here to share stories about picking up the pieces, three legal areas that need your attention post quarantine. Let's all welcome Attorney Erwin Zagala. Hello, Attorney.
Hello.
Nice
Hi,
to
everyone.
see. Hi,
So,
everyone. Yes,
so how many of you would like some more clarity in these uncertain times?
everyone. Sharon
Everyone.
Olivera says me.
Yes, thank you. And how many of you would like some ideas you can implement immediately to get you back on the action track? Yes?
Cromwell, and then Sharon. Yes.
Thank you very much. So, welcome to the talk. My name is Attorney Erwin Zagala, and welcome to Picking Up the Pieces, three legal areas that need your attention post quarantine, or should I say post ECQ? Because right now we're still in quarantine, technically,
Yes.
correct? So, guys, before I get started, I just wanted to do a quick shout out. Thank you so much to JM and to Irish for this opportunity. It's such a good opportunity to contribute to what you guys are doing. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job raising the funds, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
And thank you for
And
saying yes,
yes,
Attorney.
and I wanted to do a quick shout out to each and every one of you guys who are watching here. Why? I know that you can be using your time right now for work, for doing stuff at home, but no, you chose to stay here and try to improve yourselves by listening to some ideas. And for that, I want to commend you because you know what that shows me? It shows me leadership. You are showing leadership just by being here because leaders try to take every opportunity to improve their situations for themselves and their teams. So thank you very much, guys. I will do my best to make every minute count here. Okay,
We look
so
forward
for
to your
our talk,
discussion, Attorney.
yes, so for our talk, actually, ang dami pong naiintriga. May mga
Mm.
nag-PM pa, attorney, ano ba talaga yung three legal areas that you want to tackle? So hindi ko na papatagalin. Let me show you guys what I intend to discuss with you for this afternoon. So in this slide, we will be, okay. So these are the three areas that I wanted to share some ideas. First one is with regard to employees. Post quarantine, there are certain things which we need to re-examine when we're dealing with our employees. And I will go through three of the things which I think both employers and employees would benefit from. Huh? So that's the first one. The second one is our customers. The way we deal with our customers, things need to change. And there are legal implications in the way that needs to happen. So let me share with you three ideas later for how to deal with customers, how to transform that so that it's safer for both them and you. And finally, the third area that I wanted to share some inputs on would be businesses. How do we protect our businesses? And how do we ensure that the businesses continue to prosper during these times? So for each area, I'm looking forward to sharing three. How many? Three ideas per area. So we'll be talking about nine quick ideas which have legal implications that I think you would benefit from. Sounds good? If that sounds good, guys, I would like to hear some yeses in the chat box, please. I'd like to see you guys. Chat box.
Sharon says yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Rosemary,
Now,
Jasmine, Geraldine, and the list goes on.
great job, guys. Okay, so since we'll be spending some time together, would it be okay with you guys if I tell you a little bit about myself? We'll be spending 1 hour and a half together, so might as well makilala niyo ako.
No
Is that okay?
problem, Attorney.
Great. So, well, I'm a graduate of the University of the Philippines, and I've been practicing law since 2006, thereabouts. So that makes about 12 years. And I've done a whole lot of functions. I've been an associate in a general services law firm. What that means is we handle everything: criminal cases, labor, civil. That's a general service firm. And I've spent some time being a lawyer for the government. So I was one of the lawyers for a GOCC. And back in 2014, I decided to take out on my own, and I put up my own law firm. It's called Legal Access Law Offices. We're a law firm situated in Eastwood, Quezon City, and we cater primarily to small to medium sized and family businesses. Now, here's the thing. When I put up my law firm, I wanted to make a bigger impact and I wanted to help more people as much as possible. So I thought, how can I help more people? And when I was thinking about that, a certain incident which happened to me when I was still in law school came back to me. Guys, is it okay if I share just the origin stories of what happened to me?
Stories
All
are
good?
beautiful.
Thank you so much. So imagine this, madaling araw, around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock a.m. at night. And I suddenly woke up. I couldn't understand it. Ang sakit ng tiyan ko. Stomach aches like you couldn't imagine. So I had to ask for help. I crawled to my parents' room. Take note, I crawled. Hindi na ako makalakad. I couldn't stand up and I knocked. I said, Mom, Dad, please take me to the hospital. I can't take this any longer. I think my life is in danger. So 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock a.m. I live somewhere in Cubao. Is anybody familiar? Cubao area. From the Cubao area, my parents took me all the way to Mandaluyong, to Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital. Now, you might be asking, Attorney, ba't parang ang layo? Ang daming hospital na dinaanan, no? Nasa QC and then going to Mandaluyong. Well, it just so happens, guys, that my ninang happened to be the chief of surgery for Our Lady of Lourdes at the time. And isn't it the case that when we are in trouble, we always go to the people we trust, correct? Can anybody relate? Yes. So I wanted to go to someone that I could trust. So pinasok ako sa ER. Ayun na, nagsisisigaw ako, Ninang, Ninang. Parang aabutin pa ba ako ng kinabukasan nito? I really didn't know. The stomach pains were that extreme. So my Ninang went to my bedside. It's okay, Iho. We'll do a few tests and we'll figure out what's going on with you. And I'll be back once the lab tests are done. Okay, so 1 hour. Lahat ng test yata pinagdaanan ko. Ultrasound, skin test. Oh my God, nasakit-sakit pala nun. So for you guys in the medical field, hindi okay ang skin test. Masakit ha. And after an hour, eventually, may ninang came back to me. Pasok sa room. Kabado ako. I didn't know what the results were. So, Iho, we now know what's going on. Ninang, aabot pa ako ng kinabukasan. Relax, Iho. It's gallstones. And for the next 5 minutes, my ninang proceeded to explain what gallstones are, how they work, and what the options were. So nakikinig ako for 5 minutes. And then, little by little, I found myself sitting straighter in bed. Paupo ako ng paupo. And then maya-maya sabi ko sa ninang ko, Ninang, I kind of heard of this treatment. It's called the apple cider cleanse. Would you mind if lagyan nyo na lang muna ako ng painkillers? And let's try the apple cider cleanse. That way, the gallstones can come out and you don't have to operate on me. And what I remember, guys, from that time is my ninang was smiling at me. At the time, I couldn't understand, bakit nakangiti ito? Why is she smiling at me? It was only a few years after when I was a professional myself, when I was practicing law, that was the only time that it made sense. My ninang was smiling at me because 1 hour before, can you imagine me nung pinasok sa ER, nagsisisigaw, oh my God, Ninang, aabutin pa ba ako ng kinabukasan? And then 1 hour later, I was actually recommending to the chief of surgery how she should treat her patient. Nako, lagyan mo raw ng painkillers, and then let him try apple cider cleanses. What happened in between? Well, let me tell you guys. What happened in between was education. My ninang took the time to explain what was happening to me, and as a result, it took away the fear and it elevated me from being a victim. I don't know what's happening, I'm so helpless, to being a participant in my own healing and solution. So when I put up my law firm, I wanted that same spirit to be there. People come to lawyers like me, usually my problem, correct? Nobody comes to a lawyer on a sunny day. Oh, I think it's such a beautiful day. I think I'll go and call my lawyer. Nobody does that. People come to lawyers because you have problems. You are afraid. You are confused. The same way I was when I came to the ER. But what changed there was somebody took the time to educate me. So our law firm is one of the first education-based law practices in the Philippines. What that means is, aside from providing legal services, we actually take the time to teach our clients what the law is, and therefore elevate them from being victims into being partners. And in connection with that, we created legalguide.ph. It's our blog, and in pursuance of our mission to help educate clients and students as to what the law is, we try to simplify that through books, through workshops, and right now we have 3 books in the market and a couple of workshops, and I'm doing talks like this because it's in alignment with my mission. I want to simplify the law for you guys so that you can make better choices. Sounds good? If that sounds good, I want to see a raise of hands. Raise of hands, please. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. Now, let's talk about this course. Now, the other day, my kids, I have 2 kids actually, Zadie and Zari, and both of them are doing summer classes right now. And alam niyo naman kapag summer classes, what's needed? Printouts. Eh, sira yung printer sa bahay. So I had no choice. I had to go out. Ayoko sana, but I had to go out to the mall to buy printer inks or have the printer repaired. And I would like to share what I experienced going into the mall. My God, ang kapal nung hangin eh. Hindi ko maintindihan. And the only adjective that I can find is desolation. Ang napaka ano desolate nung dating nung mall. Hindi kagaya dati na pagpasok mo masaya, everything's lively. No eh. Sobrang survival mode yung nararamdaman ko when I was walking. Can anybody relate? If you guys are looking at businesses right now or going to the malls for essential stuff, I'm sure you get a sense of this. And even not with physical places, sometimes when you take a look at Facebook groups, when you take a look at the conversations online, things aren't that good right now, right? And it's very easy to feel hopeless and feel desolate, for lack of a better term. And when I was thinking about that, I said, you know what? In times like these, in dark times like these, I always go to the wise ones. And I'm a big follower of the Stoics. Are you guys familiar with Stoicism? It's a philosophy. And one of the things that Stoicism teaches is how to see what events are in your control or out of your control. So Epictetus, I sent this quote to you guys. Epictetus says the chief task in life is simply to do this, to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Let me simplify. With everything in life, there are 2 things: things under your control and things out of your control. The coronavirus situation, the economy, it might be out of our control. It's too big. But I wanted to give a talk which dwells on the things that we can handle. And that's why I chose the 3 areas. Why? 3 areas: employees, customers, and the businesses. Our businesses. Why? Because these are 3 areas where we can take action. And this workshop is all about taking small steps. I want to give you the seeds of ideas. These are things that you might want to try out. They are things which are easily within your control. And my hope is once you take the first steps, it will help you towards recovery. Why? Well, it's said that the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. I want to provide you 9 ideas for that first step. Does that sound good, guys? I hope it does because I'm ready to get started. Some house rules, by the way, some house rules. It has to be said, what we're talking about here is legal information, not legal advice. Attorney, what's the difference? Okay, legal advice is you telling your problems to a professional, like a lawyer, and the lawyer tailor fits the law to suit your particular situation. We can't do that right now because it's only me talking. So this is legal information. The information is going one way. What are the implications of that? Please be responsible for what you do with the information. My recommendation, try to run it by your legal team or your HR team before you implement it because you are solely responsible for the results of how you apply these ideas. Okay? Clear. Next is how many of you guys would like to learn more during this hour and a half? I hope a lot. And the key to that is participation. It matters a lot to me to see you guys raising your hand, giving the answers. It matters a lot. But more than for me, it's for you. The more you participate, hopefully, the more you get to take away from this lecture. Sounds good? Okay. If you guys are good, I'm ready to go with the first area. Okay, so the first area that we're talking about is employees. And you might be wondering, attorney, ano ba yung 1, 2, 3 na yan? Hindi ko napapatagalin. Ito na, ito na. We'll go to number 1. And the first idea that I want to transfer to you guys is a leaves and benefits check. Attorney, leaves and benefits for employees. Yes, so along the way, I'll teach you a few things and probably dismantle a few misconceptions that people have about leaves and benefits. But before that, I want to run a game. Who among you guys love games? I love games. I love games, and I'm about to run one right now. And what's at stake? This is the prize. For the person who gets the right answer, I will be giving away a free copy of Notary Not Included, a guide to the 7 most requested legal forms for people who didn't go to law school. So, attorney, what's this book about? It teaches you how contracts and how affidavits work. So basically, bakit ka ba nagpapanotaryo? Whenever you're looking at a contract, ano ba yung mga dapat na tinitignan? It's all here. More than that, I give out templates. So for most of you guys who do legal documents, attorney, paano ba magpagawa ng affidavit of loss, deed of sale? It's all here. There is a template. So good luck, guys. Ha? I want you to participate, and kung sino man yung mananalo, Irish, Ariva team, I hope you guys are watching the chat box. Yung unang sumagot, please get the contact details. I will ship an autographed copy of this book to them for free. Okay? So are you guys ready for the question? Give me a thumbs up if yes.
Anne says yes.
Very good.
Malu,
Very good.
Christine, Erwin.
Okay, so here is the question. How many vacation leaves and sick leaves are given to employees in the labor code? Go. Go, go, go. I'm excited to see this.
Can you see it from your end, attorney? Ayan.
Yes, I
Okay,
can.
good.
I'm seeing 5, 15, ang dami, halo-halo. Okay. Okay, pahabol ha. Last few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And the correct answer, guys, is drum roll. Let's do a drum roll. The correct answer is 0. Yes, you heard that right, guys. It's 0. Attorney, I can't believe that. Eh, bakit kami meron kaming leave sa office na 5 and then yung sick leaves daw 10 or 15. Again, let me explain, guys. Don't panic, okay? So it's a misconception that vacation leaves and sick leaves are included in the labor code. I dare you, after this talk, go to the labor code, Google, mag-control F kayo, and try to search vacation or sick leaves. You won't find it. It's not in the labor code. What is in the labor code is something that we call SIL, or Service Incentive Leave. What is Service Incentive Leave, attorney? Okay, Service Incentive Leave says that for employees who have served with the company or has been employed for 1 year or more, that employee is then entitled to 5. How many? 5 days of paid leave a year. Okay? So 5 days, guys, ang binibigay na labor code. And at the end of the year, supposing December, hindi magamit yung 5 days na yun, na paid leave, that employee is entitled to the cash equivalent of that 5 days. Ibibigay po sa inyo yan, ibabalik at the end of the year. Now, you may be asking, attorney, how does this factor in with vacation leaves and sick leaves? Vacation leaves and sick leaves are manifestations of management prerogative. Attorney, what's management prerogative? Management prerogative is a doctrine which says the employer is entitled to govern all aspects of employment. Basically, pwede silang magbigay ng policies, ng laws, whatever they deem fit for their workplace. So they can issue policies. And the vacation leaves and the sick leaves, they are actually manifestations of management prerogative. So guys, what's the summary here? The only thing required by the employers to give you is 5 days. Kung sumusobra pa dyan, say thank you to your employers. So for those of you guys who mentioned 15 days, say thank you. Your employers are being very generous with that. Okay? Now, how does this factor in with our talk? I have some guide questions. Your attendance policy
Excuse me,
may have
attorney.
been.
Who won?
Yes.
Who won the challenge?
Oh, that's a very good question. Irish, who was the first one?
Okay,
He
Ariva
said
Academy
zero.
Philippines says Antonio ang nakasagot, sir.
Oh, Antonio, congratulations. So, Antonio, just give your contact details to the Ariva team and they will be shipping the book to you. Congratulations, Anne. You'll get this one. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Howell. Now, how does this factor in with what we're talking about right now? I want you to take a moment and check, is your attendance policy still realistic post COVID 19? So things may have been working before 10 days, 15 days, but things have changed dramatically. So I want you to consider, if you're a manager, if you're a business owner, you're leading a team, are there enough days? Guys, remember, if an employee is suspected of having COVID, they have to go on leave for 14 days. If ever that happens, do your leaves cover enough days for that? Next question that I want you to consider, who is covered? So, for the most part, attendance policies cover the employee themselves, correct? Right now, what if a family member gets suspected of having COVID 19? Are your attendance and leave policies wide enough to cover family members? You might want to look at that. Okay. And supposing that they go on absent or leave, where is that taken from? Is it coming from the SIL? Is it coming from vacation leaves? Is it no work, no pay? I want you to consider that. Okay. So, attorney, what is the right answer to that? I don't know. That's why I'm posing the question to you. Why? You are the best resource person to determine what would be appropriate for your individual teams. I'm only here to pose the questions and give you the ideas what to look at. Now, speaking of things to look at, I also want you to look at benefits. So, what are the benefits that are required under the law? Well, believe it or not, it's SSS PhilHealth Pag-ibig, and as far as benefits go, that's it. What about others? Attorney, I'm receiving prepaid allowance. Attorney, I'm receiving transportation allowance. Again, those are manifestations of management prerogative, and they are given above and beyond what is required. Now, for managers and employees, for managers and employers, I want you to take a look at the coverage. For the most part, this is what I see from my clients and my students. Usually, benefits are given to regular employees. But again, these are uncertain and unprecedented times. Is there a way for you to expand the benefits to probationary employees as well? Again, to be clear, this is not required. It's not. It is going above and beyond. But considering that we want to take care of employees, this is something that you might want to consider. Next, is it a good idea to go up beyond the requirements? What do I mean by this? For health. So for health, the only thing that's required is PhilHealth. Okay. Now, what if I'm toying with the idea? Is it a good idea to consider HMOs as well? Why? Okay. Here in the Philippines, the culture is usually the employer is the one to take care of me. Andiyan naman si boss. Kapag nagkasakit yung pamilya, what usually happens? Hihingi sa boss, mag-aabot din. Correct? It's not under the law, but it's part of our culture. Now, what I'm suggesting is, why not institutionalize it? Kung sakaling something happens to your employees, and let's face it, mag-aabot ka rin naman, why not do it through an HMO or insurance method? That way, three distinct advantages. Number one, that money will be expensable. It's a valid company expense, so you can lower your taxes using that. Number two, the amount of money would be minuscule versus the amount of benefit that your employee would be able to get. I'm not endorsing a particular insurance plan right now, but one of the things I saw, it costs as little as around 3,500 a year, and the benefits could reach around 100,000. Can you imagine that? If you didn't have that in place, you might be shelling out 100,000 or more to help your employee. Next is morale. you can explain to your employees, you can look them in the eye and say, guys, the only thing required by the labor code is fill health for health purposes. But we are going above and beyond. We care for you. That's why we are considering this. So it will definitely be a morale boost. And it's a concrete way of saying that you are loyal to your employees. So something to consider, guys. It's a win-win situation. Both employees and the employers win with that. Next, I want to tackle termination as a last resort, in case you were wondering what the T stands for. Okay, so for a lot of people, well, there are a lot of talks about employees being laid off, and true, it can happen. The economy is depressed right now, and some business will not be able to make it. My message is for those businesses who are basically on the fence right now. They're trying to figure out what to do. Please, please, I implore you, as long as you can hold off termination as a last resort, please do so. I am about to give you guys certain suggestions because for me, dealing with employees, it's a spectrum. It's a what? It's a spectrum. So consider this from light to dark. Okay, so let's go with the lightest solution. Supposing you're in this situation, no change, perfect. Bravo to you. Please, I hope that you maintain things. No change means employees keep working, they're getting the same salaries. Please, bravo, try to continue that. Now, supposing there are challenges, one client of mine was saying, Attorney, our collectors don't have enough work right now because I can't send them to individual clients. Individual clients don't want to face collectors right now. They'd rather deposit via the bank. What will my collectors do? So instead of laying off these people who have no functions right now, I want you to consider the second remedy, which is consider transfers. Attorney, pwede ba yun? Can you really do transfers? Yes. You are entitled by the law to determine the best way in which to utilize your workforce. So, kunwari, for the collection agent, they're not doing anything right now. You can transfer them to, I don't know, office work or manufacturing. That's allowed by the law. Now, if change of function doesn't work, why not transfer them to a totally new department altogether? That's also allowed. Now, assuming attorney wala talaga mapaglagyan, there's no more place where they can go. Well, you might want to consider if you guys are in a big company with plenty of subsidiaries. I've seen clients do this. The workers are laid off from one company and then absorbed by another. Please consider that. I'm not saying it's a required thing by the law, but all I'm doing is I'm seeding ideas. So you get more options. Okay? Next is why not modify the way of doing work for the employees? So if you can't afford holding up the office space, have them work from home. It's allowed by the law. Or why not do rotations? Okay, for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, employee A goes to work. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, employee B goes to work so that everyone has work during these lean times. That's also allowed. Um, put it in a document and report it to Dole properly. I think it's the establishment report, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, or reduce days, guys. You can actually reduce the number of days that they report, or in certain circumstances, you can actually negotiate with your employees for lower wages on a temporary basis, at least for maximum of 6 months. Yes, instead of closing down the business, you can actually ask your employees, guys, instead of everyone losing, why don't we come to a compromise? So you might want to explore that instead of terminating. Next, if that won't work and there's really no work, I want you to consider putting them on floating status. Floating status means, but for 6 months, I will try to find work for you. But in the meantime, you're under no work, no pay, a no work, no pay policy. That way, the company gets to conserve funds, but you are still employed. That's the most important thing. Okay? And finally, on the other end of the spectrum, supposing there's really no way, attorney, I have to terminate. My plea to you is why not create a rehiring pool? All the employees that you terminated, you put them in one pile, and when things get better, prioritize them for rehiring. Or better yet, if you have friends or other people who are looking for employees, why not take the active role and try to refer these people from the rehiring pool? Okay. So that's my message, guys, for this particular topic. Please hold off termination. It's not the only option available to you. There are lots. There are different graduations here which you can consider. And finally, my last point for employees is the work from home mindset. Most employers, okay, here's the problem. You're applying old expectations to new things. So before, when things were normal, you said, oh, employees have to be in their chairs for them to be productive. That's no longer the case in the work from home environment. Please, employers, I want to save you headaches and time. Stop equating time on duty with output. So for me, you can legally change the metrics. Right now, change it from time to output. Attorney, how do I measure that? Well, okay. Let me give you an example. In our own office, our collections officer, Nor, okay, before she used to spend the whole office day at her chair calling clients for collections and updating the invoices. Right now, I just set a quota. Well, my finance partner does. These are the collections that you need to be able to get in touch with and collect. Whatever time of the day you want to do that, it's up to you. So what ends up happening, we get the result, but we're not stressed as employers. We don't have to monitor. Oh, Nor, are you at your chair right now? We don't do that. It's too stressful for the employees and the employers. So I want you to consider a shift in mindset. Okay? So I want you to, for you to be able to shift that, I want you to clearly define the boundaries. What are the boundaries here? What is expected of them? So, supposing you're working from home, what is the work expected from you on a daily basis? Come out with a checklist and let the don't micromanage them. Let them uh, uh, hayaan nyo silang dumiskarte, basically, how they want to do that. I think it would be a happy compromise for everyone, especially, well, let's face it, everyone's still adjusting to the new norm right now, which is work from home, correct? So, this is another suggestion, okay? Reflect this in a policy. Whatever you guys come out with as the expectations, be sure to put that in a policy which the employees get to sign off on. That way, expectations are set and things can go on as intended. How many of you guys found that interesting or useful? Yes? I hope it was because we're about to move on to the second area, and that is dealing with customers. And the first area that I want to tackle with you guys is modifying your contract with with customers. So I'm about to give you guys a quick secret of how I do things. Attorney, how do you review contracts? Is it hard? Well, I review a couple of uh, tens to a couple of contracts a month. Sorry, it's part of our job. When you do a legal retainer, all of your clients' contracts go through you. So over time, I've seen some patterns and some things that I look at. And if these four things are present in a contract, specifically a memorandum of agreement or a service agreement, then I could say that the contract is good. Are you guys interested in what the four things are? I'll share with you so that when you look at a contract, you can look at it the same way that I do, so that you can determine if it's a good contract. Okay, I'm seeing some hands. Good. So the four basic parts of a contract that I look at is number one, the parties. Who are the people involved in the contract? And aside from who, are they authorized? So if you're signing on behalf of a company, what authority are you exercising? Do you have a secretary certificate authorizing you to sign? Then all good. So that's the thing I check with parties. Number two, what is it that is promised to be given or done? So this is the subject matter of the contract. Supposing you engage me for retainer services. So the what there is, attorney, you promise to review my contracts and create contracts if I need them. And in exchange, I will pay you a certain amount of money. So that's the what. Okay? The third part is how is that delivered? For our firm, we've transformed our law firm as an online entity. Basically, you guys don't need to come to our law firm to ask for help. We have our own online portal. You submit a question there, it gets assigned the ticket, and the ticket It will be replied with the proper legal opinion. That's how we do things. That's the how. Supposing you hire a consultant, so the consultant will go to your premises for uh, 2 times a month and make herself available for 2 hours for questions and answers. That's the how. And then finally, what happens if? So we now know the what, the how. What happens if this isn't complied with? What if you're not able to do this? What if you're not able to give this? That's the what happens if. These are the consequences. This covers the penalties. What if I want to terminate the contract? That's where it falls under. Okay. Now, my suggestion is in dealing with your customers right now, I want you to focus on number three, the how. You might want to look at your current contracts and see what modifications you can make as to how you deliver the service. For example, right now, you might be saying, okay, when my workers come to your office, they should be equipped with extra protective measures such as PPEs, and we will limit the people who will do the work. Another one is browsing. We used to love window shopping in actual physical stores. Right now, why not vary that? Why not put your products online where they can be viewed via the browser? Okay. Next, instructions or training. For me, I used to do a lot of workshops face to face. I teach people about the law. Right now, I'm transitioning to converting my materials online, such as this. So I teach people online about the law. You might want to consider that as well. If you're doing face to face meetings, why not do it online? Ordering. Why not consider pick up or via courier? Okay. Or why not have your products pre-assembled? Okay. So again, these are all the hows. You modify the how. Basically, the subject matter doesn't change, but the way you deliver it. One of my favorites, at home cooking. Do you guys notice that most of your favorites are now in the supermarkets? You can actually fry Jollibee Chicken Joy at home. You can now order Shakey's Mojos and fry them at home. Look how they've adopted. Okay, and my tip is if you have no idea how you can adapt, take a look at the other players in your industry. I'm sure some of them have adopted and modified the way they deliver things. You might want to get ideas from them. One good source for the guidelines for this, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, I would advise you to take a look. The Dole and DTI interim guidelines on workplace prevention and control of COVID-19. It spells out specific steps that you should take in the office and when you're dealing with customers. So you might want to check that out if you haven't yet. Okay. Next part is number five. I want you to show how you protect your clients and customers. Okay, so the other day, my wife ordered egg pie from a bakery. It's nice, but nagulat ako pagdating ng egg pie sa bahay. Buo, nakabloke, as in bilog. I was used to egg pies being served na nakaslice na. Correct? Na pagkain mo, diretso na. So nagulat ako parang, ano ba namang presentation na you leave it to me to cut it open? Why? And then I found out that the bakery did that on purpose. Why? Sir, we found out that some clients were being were sensitive about exposure of the food because it was being cut. So out of respect for them, we left it intact so that the exposure is minimized. And you know what? Natuwa ako. I love the idea that the bakery was actually thinking of the welfare and how the clients felt. So I invite you guys to do the same thing. If you guys are doing preventive measures, don't stop there. So implement the measures to protect your clients, but consider that the first step. The next step is take pictures or videos and distribute it to clients. It's your responsibility to let them know that you care for them. Okay? I want you to take a look at how some restos are doing it. The other day, I viewed a video of a major buffet chain, and they showed a video of how life would be after the quarantine is lifted, and you can go to their restaurants, how they will be operating. You might want to do the same thing. Earn your clients' trust back by showing them how you care for them. Okay? This has legal implications, which I will discuss in the third part of our talk. Okay? But for now, trust me on that. And finally, I want you, when dealing with your clients, I want you to consider enabling virtual meetings. For the most part, when people consult lawyers, they want it face to face. I said no. At this point in time, I want to limit it. Why? There's legal exposure both ways. I'm not seeing it. It's a no-win scenario for me. Why? Okay, supposing one of your clients gets infected or tests positive for COVID-19, and you were one of the last people that they talked to, you don't want your clients pointing at you saying, "Oh, I got the COVID-19 from this office." Super risky. Or let's turn it the other way. What if one of your employees gets sick because of unnecessary contact with your clients? So there's legal exposure both ways. As much as possible, try to convert your meetings into virtual meetings, such as this. It's working, guys. I can assure you, it's working. I've been doing it with clients, and if ever you've had doubts about it before, people are more open to using it right now. Before, not so much. They would really insist on seeing you face to face, but now they're more open. Now, attorney, you may be asking, attorney, I'm not used to this. How can I get started with virtual meetings? And I don't want to pay a lot for the software. I got you covered. What we're using right now, I would like to share it with you. It's called Google Meet. It's free. You just have to go to your browser, type meet.google.com. I've left the address here on the slide, so take note of that. It's free. You don't have to download anything. It's fast. It runs through Google servers. And best of all, it connects to your Google Calendar if you're using that. So it's super convenient. It's free right now. If you want to get started with that to limit the legal exposure that you have to physical contact, please do so. Okay. So how are you guys? Still good? We're about to jump into the third area, but for now, I want to see a raise of hands. Are you guys good?
Sharon says good.
Thank you so much. And we're now at the third area, and this is about taking care of your business. So, okay, alam ko merong mga nabitin kanina. I think may mga sumagot na nasa play lang. So, I want to give another chance for those of you guys who weren't able to answer earlier. And I have a question with regard to number one. So number one is about prepaid reboot. And dito, Sir Howell, actually magkakaalaman tayo dito ng
Sige,
age
tingnan
bracket.
natin.
So here is my question. And ito, bigla ko lang naalala kasi way back, high school, college, I was on prepaid. Everybody was on prepaid, correct? And something happens to your phone kasi when you try to text and wala ka ng load. The first one to write in the chat box, ano yung lumalabas sa cellphone? Kapag wala ka ng load and then nag-text ka, gets a copy of my next book. Okay, so chat box is
Monitoring
open
the chat
right
box.
now. Go,
Yes,
go,
I'm
go.
monitoring the chat box.
Marami na ba, sir?
So,
Marami na.
To all our participants, message failed by Carla May.
Mm-hmm.
Reboot by Hazel Ann. Message sending failed by Alexandre.
Ako, I saw the right message, sir.
You already saw it, attorney?
I did. And for the person who got this right, you will be receiving a copy of the complete employee discipline system. How to keep employees in line without getting in trouble with DOL. So this covers due process. Everything you need, from sending out the notice to explain, to doing the admin hearing, to sending out the notice of termination, everything's here step by step. And the lucky winner, the right answer is, check operator services. Who won, Irish? Who won, Irish? Meron, I saw one.
Kasi, yeah. Is there just one person who said check operator services? Elizabeth who won? Was she the first
Elizabeth.
and only one? Is she the only one? Let me just check, attorney. Kasi,
baka biglang mapa-retract.
Siya lang talaga.
Elizabeth, congratulations. Please give your shipping details to the Ariva team. I will be sending this out.
Elizabeth who won po. Elizabeth who won.
Yes, congratulations. You'll be receiving an autographed copy soon at your home. Congratulations.
Thank you for your generosity, attorney.
You guys are very welcome. Now, attorney, why are you talking about prepaid of all things? Okay, here's the thing. I want you to consider applying prepaid concepts to your offerings. Attorney, what do you mean? Okay, guys, the biggest problem right now is cash flow, correct? Hindi ganun karami yung customers natin, hindi ganun karami yung transactions, right? Now, why not offer your services or products in advance? So, supposing you're doing an essential service, something that people will need down the line. Supposing, okay, what's one thing we can't live without? Cooking. So, kunwari, you're supplying LPG. Why not offer coupons or prepaid certificates that your customers can avail of a few months down the line? In exchange, you will be offering them discounts. So this is an idea. It's not applicable to everyone, but for those of you who can make this work, I urge you to do it. Why? It's a win-win situation. You get instant cash flow because they buy your services ahead of time. At the same time, your clients, because they will be needing the products and the services down the line, they get discounts. So you help each other in the short and the long term. I love deals like that because nobody loses. So if you can consider this, please do so. Now, the term should be reflected in a document. Okay? So when can they avail, up to when? You might want to think of those things and put it down in a contract. Okay, we don't have enough time for me to go through everything, but again, the direction is there, the idea is there. Attorney, it might be hard to present it. Okay, I understand. So let me give you some tips on how to present it. First of all, when you're talking to your client, acknowledge, ma'am, sir, I know that everyone is struggling, but our company came out with a win-win idea which can benefit us and our clients. There are goods and services that you will need down the line. Like it or not, you will have to buy this. So I'm offering them ahead of time. I'm giving you the opportunity to get them at a lesser price and ensures that we will be there. Take note, guys, of the last line. We will be there to continue supporting you. Because, like it or not, we have to protect our supply lines. If you're a customer, you might want to consider how you can support your supply chain so that you can keep on running your business. Agree?
Great.
So that's it for the prepaid concept. I hope you find some use for that. Next is do your due diligence. So due diligence, what does that mean, attorney? It means I want to get you to a place where you can say to anyone, I did my part. And what is your part? You're putting in protective measures which are required now that COVID 19 is prevalent. Why? Attorney, why are you recommending this? I want you to have legal defenses in place. The worst thing you could do to your business is just operate as usual. When something bad happens, an employee gets infected or a client gets infected, you have no legal defenses. Why? You did not do your due diligence. You did not make the right preparations. And supposing you want your employees to come back, guys, come back to work. I need you guys here back at the office. The only way you can do that is if you did the right protections, if you installed the right mechanisms in place to keep them safe. That gives you the moral ascendancy to ask them to come to work. Don't ask them to come to work and you don't do your part. That's unfair. Do your part so that they can do theirs. Now, you might be asking, attorney, what are the things that need to be in place? I'll give you some of the basics. Number one, testing. Testing is encouraged. And no, actually, I think in certain areas it's being required. I would advise that if you can do it, try to do it as soon as possible, and it should be shouldered by the employer. Next is disinfection. So, doorknobs, tables, you should be cleaning them multiple times a day. Next is providing hand sanitizers or alcohols in the workplace. That should be in place. PPE, face mask. In some areas, it should be a face shield or the equipment, depending on what you guys are doing. And finally, orientations. You should be doing orientations so that your employees know how to act and how to take precautions. If you need more, I would highly advise that you take a look at Labor Advisory number 18, series of 2020. It deals with different requirements if you guys are going back to work. Okay, so it's there in the slide for you guys to refer to. Now, reminders. Issue the corresponding policies. So before the employee goes to the building, you want them temperature check at the front door. You want them to do a health declaration form. Put it down in a policy so that there's no question what they should do. And Another tip: document what you have done. This is more for legal protection. Down the line, if somebody accuses your company of not doing their part, at least you have documentation to show, hey, we did the spacing properly, all of the protective equipment is present. You might want to document that for your safety. Agree, guys?
Agree.
Wow, time flies.
100%.
We're on the last tip, and the last tip is all about setting boundaries. I've heard a lot of groups saying, "Oh, in the time of COVID, basically you can penalize employees. Whatever employees want to do, it's up to them." No, 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 guys. The presence of COVID does not excuse bad behavior. You need discipline more than ever right now. For you to be able to get up, you have to marshal your troops
Mm.
and move in a single direction. For you to do that, you need discipline. So here's my tip. If you are encountering theft, insubordination, absenteeism, or AWOL, guys, I have a zero tolerance policy for that. For the most part, for performance issues, madali akong kausap. We can work it out. If there are certain improvements that we can do, I will work with you. But if you steal from one of my clients, if it's insubordination, if you keep being absent, or worse, you do AWOL, I will go after you. Why? Because the client needs their employees more than ever. Employees, I'm speaking to you. Your employers are doing the best that they can to protect you, to provide you with continuing wages. The least that we can do is try to return the favor. Okay, let's follow the rules because COVID-19 does not excuse bad behavior. Okay, so set the proper boundaries. The existence of COVID does not excuse violations. I want you to continue enforcing the lines. Because what's the lesson that you're giving your employees if you excuse it at this point? You're saying it's okay to disregard the employer. It will eat you from the inside. Okay? It will be, you're doing something self destructive, and this is the worst time to do something like that. Please, okay, set the proper boundaries. So, those are the 9 ideas that I wanted to share with you guys. So just to do a recap for employees, check your leaves and benefits. Are they still applicable in this time? Next, use termination as a last resort. Guys, there are so many options available. Please, please, please do not terminate unless it's really the last option. Next, work from home mentality. Do it output based versus time based. Time based doesn't work. Next, for customers, try to modify your contract. If you're going to modify how you deliver the goods or the services, try to get it down in writing so that they can give their consent to it. Next, show how you protect them. I know you guys are protecting them, but take the extra step and show them. This ties in with what we talked about in number 8 because this is also due diligence. When you show your clients how you protect them, it gives you a legal defense in case something goes wrong. Next, enable virtual meetings. If you can limit contact as much as possible, do so. Number 7, try the prepaid reboot. Okay, if you can sell your goods and services in advance, please consider doing so. Number 8, do your due diligence, do the protective measures at work, and finally set boundaries. Continue prosecuting violations because you need discipline more than ever. Sir Howell, actually, we have a little bit of time and dun sa boundaries, I noticed that for my clients, one of the hardest things to tackle is AWOL. How many of you guys can relate to the situation wherein papasok ka, you think everything is fine, and then pagpasok mo, nawawala na yung isang empleyado mo. What happened? Nasa na si Kwan? O ipatawag mo, but you have no idea what happened. Can anybody relate? Ang hirap, correct? So would it be okay with you guys if I give you some extra tips? I want to do a bonus module on handling AWOL. Who would be interested? Yes? AWOL. Ang hirap hawakan eh. So I would rather give you guys some tips on this. Okay. So, attorney, do you handle AWOL cases? Yes, I do. But I'm speaking right now as a fellow victim because AWOL happened to me. Hirap na hirap ako. There was this employee in the firm, and then interview phase, okay naman. Seemed like a good employee, maayos naman. Continued work for about 2 months, and then one day, pagpasok ko, Oh, nasa na si Kwan? Hindi ko na babanggitin yung name. Sir, hindi namin alam. Dapat akala namin nandito na. So, pinatawagan ko, pina-email ko, and wala na sagot. Pinatawagan ko, kakilala kasi nung employee ko, yung pinsan or kapatid, pinatawagan ko sa pamilya, nasa na ba? Ayun, nalaman namin, ayaw na raw pumasok. And I won't lie to you guys, as an employer, it hurt. It hurt because the way it felt to me, pinagbigyan ko kasi yung tao, I trusted the person when they were in the application stage. Alam mo na, nag-a-apply, interview, I took the time to teach the person. Pinagbigyan ko, I mentored. And then, towards the end, parang, ang dating sa akin, parang binaliwala lahat eh. And iniwan ka lang sa ere. And that was my experience with AWOL. And I think a lot of people, when they experience AWOL, it's the same thing. And these are the things that make AWOL so hard. Number one, you don't know when it comes. Para siyang baha, para siyang disaster. 'Di ba? Hindi mo naman alam kung kailan lilindol, kailan babaha. So it's same thing with AWOL. Hindi mo alam kung kailan biglang hindi na lang papasok yung empleyado. Correct? Can anybody relate with that? So 'di ba? Parang there's no way of knowing, and that's what makes it hard because when the employee leaves, my God, ang daming trabahong naiiwan. So paano na yung collection natin? O paano na yung pag-process ng invoice? Wala na, nakatunga na tayo. It's hard. It's hard. And reason number 3, it's super emotionally draining. I went through it as an employer. Mahirap, masakit. So, ang hirap mag-isip ng diretso kapag naiinis ka eh. And I'm sure those of you guys who have encountered the same thing may relate to this. Ang hirap, nakakainis eh. So, dagdag pa doon, AWOL has technical requirements. How do you prove that your employee really went on AWOL? There are certain legal documents that you will need in place. And these legal documents, ang hirap isipin kapag naiinis ka na. Can you guys relate? Di ba? And finally, the worst thing about AWOL, the thing I hate about it the most, you can actually end up guilty if you don't have the proper precautions in place. How? Kapag nabaliktad ka bigla, pagdating sa NLRC, pagdating sa filing, yung employee na yung victim. Ikaw naman, because you became too complacent, wala kang kalaban-laban, you don't even have documentation to back you up. So worst case scenario, the employee ends up having a decision for illegal dismissal in his favor. Bayad ka ngayon ng back pay, bayad ka pa ng separation pay, if ever. And I don't want people to go through that. I went through it and I made it my mission. Sabi ko, God, swerte lang ako because I'm a lawyer. I know how to handle this. What about other people who aren't so lucky? They have no idea how to handle AWOL cases. So that's why I created a program. Would it be okay with you guys if I share the program I made with you guys?
Sure,
Yes?
Sure, attorney.
Okay.
Sige po.
So I created the AWOL preparedness plan. So this is what it looks like. You might be thinking, attorney, mukha siyang disaster kit. Yes, I created the program as a disaster kit because as I said to you guys, AWOL, it hits like a disaster. Hindi mo alam kailan darating, pero pag tumama, oh my God, you better wish that you have a disaster kit in place. So this AWOL preparedness plan is my legal version of a disaster kit for you. In the course, here's what you learn. You will learn the law behind AWOL and abandonment. Did you guys know that it's different? You can't terminate specifically for AWOL. You have to be able to establish abandonment. And we explain that. What's the difference? So you know if your situation can result in an employee termination. You will learn how to create clear attendance policies, which will allow you to tag AWOL employees with absolute certainty. Minsan kasi kapag malabnaw yung attendance policy mo, medyo 50-50 ka pa kung AWOL ba or hindi. We do away with that. We clarify things for you. Next, we install a legal safety net, which will ensure that you have enough legal grounds before you proceed. Nakakahiya sometimes, di ba? Kakasuhan mo ng AWOL, you don't have enough evidence. Okay, the way we handle that, there's a legal safety net. If you pass the test, that's the only time you proceed. If not, you go back and gather the appropriate evidence so that you are in the right. Next, I will teach you how to write a proper return to work order or RTW with a complete notification procedure so you know exactly when to send and what to send. Okay, so yan kasi nagkakaproblema eh. How do you document? It's all in a system. Para siyang follow the color by the number. Sundin mo lang yung system, hindi ka mapapalayo. It's a complete RTW notification process. Next, I will give you a list of scenarios which may happen so you have a playbook for any possibility. Attorney, paano kapag biglang bumalik yung empleyado? Attorney, paano pag hindi bumalik? Attorney, paano pag kinasuhan kami? All of these scenarios, I've played them out and I've given you directions in the course so that you have a playbook. Parang pag ito yung nangyari, this is what we do. This is how we respond. And finally, I will be providing you with templates for the notice to explain and the notice of termination. So you have something to use after the return to work order is sent. Does that sound good, guys?
Wonderful.
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
for the program details, attorney, how are you going to teach it? When? Okay, here's the good news, guys. It's going to be online. What's the advantage, guys? No need to travel or to skip work. You can take the course when it's convenient for you. Attorney, why did you decide that? Bakit hindi mo na lang ginawang live? Okay, here's the thing with AWOL. Do you know when AWOL will happen? No. I want to be there guiding you when the situation arises. So that's why I created it as an online course, accessible anytime. Okay, I will guarantee access for 1 year. So at any time during that time, kunwari nagkaroon ng AWOL, just go through the course and follow as if nandun ako beside you, teaching you what to do. Okay? And attorney, bakit 1 year lang? That's the guarantee. I intend to make this accessible as long as I can, but well, abogado po ang kausap ninyo, and we have to be specific. So just as a guarantee, 1 year of access, but I intend to keep it open as long as people are benefiting from that. How do you access it? Anywhere. Phone, tablet, computer, you can listen to it as if nag-uusap tayo and you're attending my course. Sounds good, guys? Okay.
Yeah.
So you might be asking, attorney, how much would this cost? Well, cost is a very big factor. And well, kung sakaling wala nung course na to, and in case you wanted to consult a legal team for this, just as a very conservative estimate, guys, legal consultations here in Metro Manila, more or less 4,000 to 6,000 right now. So niligay ko na lang at 5,000. And for a lawyer to handle an AWOL case from start to finish, kasama yung pagdadraft ng RTWs, uupo sa administrative hearing, magdadraft ng mga notice to explain, more or less conservatively 4 hours, that's easily around 20,000 pesos. If you're going to go for a traditional route, legal team ang hahawak dito. Okay? Now, for our course, it's nowhere near that because again, I wanted to make this accessible to as many people as possible. Ayokong mapagdaanan yung dinaanan ko. Ang hirap-hirap ng pakiramdam, di ba? Na you tried your best na alagaan yung empleyado but at the end, parang kayo pa yung nilaglag. So to make it accessible, I just made it 6,500 pesos for everyone. Okay? So attorney, does that mean you'll be implementing systems? Yes. And what I've seen from my students, from my clients, it's very difficult to implement systems by yourself. So here's one more way I can help you. If you want to bring along a team member, so supposing you're a boss, gusto mong isama yung trusted manager mo so that the both of you can implement the AWOL process together, or you're an employee, gusto mo isama yung boss mo para easier, I'm giving a special price for a team member. It's only 5,500 if you want to bring along a team member. Sounds good, guys? Now, I wanted to read a letter to you guys. This was sent by one of my graduates, and his name is Paulo Tacanay. He's the owner of a distribution business based in Parañaque City. They deal with condiments mostly. So if kumakain ka sa labas, toyo, suka, more often than not, team niya yung nag-distribute nun. Kung kumakain ka within NCR. And this is what he had to say. As an employer, it's such a frustrating scenario when an employee becomes irresponsible. AWOL has been happening far too often, leaving us to decide recklessly just to deliver on our commitment to our clients. From the moment I completed the course, my decisions with regard to AWOL cases are now felt all over the workplace. Our employees' trust in us has grown because they know we will be treating them fairly. It has also given us enough teeth should things be brought to the NLRC. Yan yung important, guys. May ipin. Kaya niyong i-defend yung sarili niyo. We have enough evidence and systems to protect us. I live a simple life. I don't want to step on other people, but that does not mean that I should let irresponsible employees take advantage of my business. The greatest learning is that I'm now able to put safeguards, documentations, and processes without getting in trouble. How many can relate to Paulo? Paulo used, di ba? Ang dami, ang dami. Paulo used to consult me at least once a month on AWOL. And when he went through the scores, awa ng Diyos, things got smoother. We just checked the documentation because now he knows what to do. Okay? Now I have, in addition to the course, I have other resources which may help. Remember, the Notary Not Included book, this deals with the creation of contracts and legal documents. So if you're doing policies which will govern your employees, this will be a good help. And next is, attorney, after they go AWOL, what will happen then? Diba? Ipapa due process natin. So this book, The Complete Employee Discipline System, will help you step by step how to handle the due process requirement so that maisasara nyo na maayos yung case. Now, ayan, so everything is there. Now, listen guys, I want to be real for a while. Pare-pareho tayong bosses, pare-pareho tayong managers. Aside from being a legal practitioner, I also manage people and I commiserate with other managers as well. And I wanted to do something special for you guys. The worst thing that can happen to you, you're trying to rebuild your business, you're trying to get up, and then biglang iiwan kayo sa ere ng mga empleyado. I don't want that to happen. So as much as possible, I want to help as many people as I can. And thank you na rin kay Ariva. I want to take care of Ariva's patrons. This is the first, by the way, this is my first time speaking with Ariva. I hope you guys are having fun. And I wanted to do something special for Ariva viewers. So would it be okay for you if I give you guys a special deal? Yes?
That would be great.
Okay. Here's my problem. I can only do this for the first 10 people who sign up for the AWOL preparedness plan. Remember that I told you about the employee discipline system? If you sign up today, I will give it to you for free as a gift. I will handle shipping. Remember, notary not included. If you sign up today, I will also give it to you for free as a gift. I will handle shipping. Remember the team member that you wanted to bring along para dalawa kayong mag-aaral. I will give them a scholarship for free, 5,500. I will handle that. And to help you guys, AWOL preparedness plan, the regular price is 6,500. If you sign up today, the first 10 people who sign up today, the Ariva price is just 1,850. Again, my way of helping you guys. I want to protect managers and employers as much as possible during these times. I know you guys are doing your best to prop yourselves up to recover. So at least in this area sa AWOL, I can help protect you. Okay, so again, you get the book for free, the notary not included, complete employee discipline system. I will ship them to you for free. I will include a scholarship for the team member that you want to include. So dalawa kayo, you get to take the course together, all for the price of 1,850. Attorney, I'm not so sure if this is for me. Okay, for those of you guys who are unsure at this point, I'm giving a 30 days. How many 30 days return guarantee? Take the course. If you don't like the course, if it doesn't fit you, no problem. Just email me, no questions asked. I will return the money. Okay? So how do you buy the course? You just go to the address stated below, www.legalguide.ph/Ariva. That will take you to the AWOL course. Pick one of the enrollment methods. You can enroll via PayPal or credit card, or if you want to do bank deposit, just click the bank deposit button. Now, at the checkout counter, it will still say 6,500. You use the coupon code. The coupon code is on the slide. It's Ariva 61120. Okay, so it's Ariva 61120. Put the coupon at the checkout counter. If you apply the coupon, it will reduce the price to 1,850. Okay. Now, another thing, guys, in support of Ariva's mission right now, they're doing fundraising. I will do something special. a portion of the enrollment for all of you guys who will enroll today using this link. I will donate a certain portion of your enrollment to Ariva's fundraising drive.
Wow.
Sir Howell and Irish and
It's
JM,
a
I will coordinate with you
win-win-win.
on this.
No?
Yeah. My way of giving back. So for those of you guys, managers, business owners, leaders, if you guys want to get AWOL handled now and in the future, remember guys, what you learn here, it's not applicable to just one employee. Every time you encounter AWOL from now until the future, you will be able to use this course. So the course will be paying for itself over and over again. If you guys are on the sidelines, just go. My advice, sign up, get the course, and if you don't like it, you have 30 days to mull it over. So that's it. Sir Howell, one more slide. I wanted to wrap up the entire
Okay.
talk. So
Sure,
remember,
sure,
I
sure,
said
sure, attorney.
coronavirus can make us feel helpless, but going back to the Stoics, remember, you don't control what happens, you control how you respond. So that's it for me, Sir Howell.
Thank you so much, Attorney Erwin Zagala. Everybody put your heads together for Attorney. What an enriching 1 hour lecture. We have barely scratched the surface, but we felt empowered already. All the more if our participants will be signing up and learning for a year virtually from you, Attorney Erwin Zagala. So maraming salamat. Everybody, don't you go away. We'll be going for a 2-minute break. But in the meantime, as we have that 2-minute break, and as Attorney Erwin maybe would like to grab a bite or have a cup of coffee, our participants, please type in your question at the Q&A box so that when we return after the break, it's a first come, first served basis. Don't you go away, everyone. We'll be right back.